Okay, so there have been some questions about how to complete an annotated bibliography. So I'm going to go through a demonstration of creating one on a Google Doc. And I would recommend that you do one as a Google Doc since you're going to be adding on to it eventually. So when you pull up your Google Doc, I'd recommend that your title should have your name and annotated bibliography. Then when you're ready to do your annotated bibliography, you're going to begin with your typing with your format. So I've really messed up the format on this to show you how easy it is just to change the format. And so the format requirements are Times New Roman 12-point font, double-spaced, 1-inch margins all around, and the title Annotated Bibliography is centered. So how do we do that? It's pretty simple. First of all, select all of your text. Make sure that it's Times New Roman in 12-point font, that it is double-spaced where you go here and click double spaces everything. Now we've got to fix the margins. You go to File, down to Page Setup. This little screen pops up, and for the margins, you just got to change them to 1. Super simple, and there we go. To center your title, all you have to do is highlight Annotated Bibliography as your title and click Center Alignment. Then these are all a hot mess, but I have 5 of them. So evenly space them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources. Now what about that pesky hanging indent? Well, I may have told you guys wrong. I believe I told you to indent the first line, but you're supposed to indent everything after the first line. So if I made that mistake, even Thomas Jefferson says, please forgive Mrs. Drake, for even she can make a mistake. So after a little bit of research, it was super simple to figure out how to do a hanging indentation. All you have to do is highlight the citations you want to have a hanging indentation. So when you're ready to do your hanging indentation, it's actually not that difficult. You're going to select all of the citation sources that you want to have the hanging indentation, and you're going to go to Format. Then when you go to Align and Indent, you go to your indentation options. Make sure your left and right indentions are set at 0. Then you go to Special Indent, and you'll have your hanging indent at 0.5. You click Apply, and ta-da! Magically it works, and you're ready then to annotate your citations after you put them in alphabetical order. Notice that they are not. So now magically they have automatically turned into alphabetized by the first letter of each citation, A through Z, and now you're ready to start with your annotation. Remember, in the Personal Project Handbook located on Canvas from pages 28 to 30, you could go back and review how do I prepare an annotated bibliography. And so you'll have your citation, which we just did, and then you'll have your summary, evaluation, and reflection. So this was our sample of an MLA citation, annotation, with the citation here. Of course, that's just one line, so there's no hanging indentation. And then here's your summary, evaluation of source, and how it can be used. This one is single-spaced. Of course, you can double-space them. So just looking on the internet, here's an example of an annotated bibliography here. Notice that you have your hanging indentation, and then with the annotation itself, it starts with an indent. That's generally the accepted rule. But whichever you do, the rule of thumb is to be consistent. So for example, I've put in the example from the Personal Project Handbook right here in our annotated bibliography. So there's the last name of the author, comma, period. There's supposed to be the name of the book. That's supposed to be italicized with the publishing city, the publisher, the date, and that it's in print. So here is your indentation. And then again, you have a summary, evaluation, and how it can be used all in one paragraph. Of course, you can break them up into different paragraphs or just a few sentences each. As you have this one, you could do for your summary 2 to 4 sentences, your evaluation 2 to 5 sentences, and your reflection 1 to 3 sentences. Again, you can break them each up into summary, evaluation, and reflection, or put them all into one paragraph. Just a reminder as a rule of thumb, whatever you do, be consistent. So don't have one double-spaced and then another single-spaced. If you prefer the look of single space for your annotated bibliography, I mean, that's how it would look. I think it looks a little off, so everything should be double spaced. I know it looks like a little bit of a waste of space, but that's a formal way of creating an annotated bibliography. And part of the skills that you have to demonstrate is that you are knowledgeable and capable of creating a formal annotated bibliography or a formal bibliography page, and that indeed you understand how to research information. Again, I would recommend that perhaps by the end of December you should have at least 10 citations for your annotated bibliography. We'll resubmit those. By then the format should be on point because we'll keep looking at these, working on these, and perfecting them. Thank you for watching the video. I hope that it was very enjoyable.